Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Ria and I'm currently a radiology resident at Gangaram Hospital, New Delhi. And last year I got a rank of 369 in NEET PG and 386 in INICET. So my channel has been to guide the future NEET aspirants about how you guys can also achieve a great rank. And even if you belong to a peripheral government college or a private college just like me, that does not mean that you cannot aim for the best rank and don't sell yourself short. So this video is going to be for those of you who are now preparing for the next year NEET PG or INICET exam, and if you are feeling a bit lost about where to start, how to start, and how you will be able to finish your first reading and revisions on time. So this video is going to be for you guys about how you can strategize your studies, how to make a timetable and plan your studies. So NEET PG, let's go part 1. So the first and most important step before you begin to study for any exam is going to be planning. Planning is the first and the most essential step. So let's first keep our targets in mind. The first target is your INICET exam, which is scheduled on May 18th, and the next target is the NEET exam, which is tentatively going to be on 15th of June. So let's keep these two dates in mind and let's plan our timetable accordingly about how we are going to finish our first reading, first revision and last revision before these exams. So let's get started. The first thing that we are going to do is we should print a calendar of the upcoming year and paste it in the wall in front of us so that we know exactly how many months we have for the exam, when the exam is, and we have a bird's eye view of the upcoming year. It's very important, and this is an example of the calendar. So for the first thing you have to do on the calendar is mark your exam dates, which I have done for you. May 18th for INICET and June 15th for the NEET PG exam. Now that you know exactly when your exam is, now let's work backwards to decide how many days we want to give for every single revision. So as it is very popularly known, the last 10 days should be kept for the final revision. And I have done this myself for every single exam and it really works. I think it is very important to revise your entire syllabus once in the last 10 days. So we will be putting out these last 10 days aside just for the last revision. And I will not be putting anything for the one day before the exam, which is 17th. Let's just keep that day free if you want to calm your nerves, revise whatever you want to revise, or just relax. So let's keep one day before the exam empty and the 10 days before the exam for a one final revision. Now let's see what we have remaining. We have half of December and we have January, February, March, April, and till May 6th to read however much we want to read. So we are going to try and get our first revision. Let's get our first revision in 100 days, which is a first reading actually. So I have also done this myself. I had finished my first reading in 100 days. So I know that it is possible. It will require a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, but if you study smartly and efficiently, you will be able to finish your first reading in 100 days. And we have to do that because look, we do not have much time. We only have 5 to 6 months to study, which is actually a boon also, because if you really study, I think you can give 5 to 6 months solely to studying. You will not get burnt out. And if you really study well, you will be very fresh with everything you've just read and you can do great in the exam. You will remember everything. So let's try to finish the first reading in 100 days, and how we will do that, we will be discussing just in a minute. Then if you want to finish the first reading in 100 days, then if you take the remaining 15 days of December, January, February, and till March 25th, this is going to be our deadline to finish our first reading. And so between March 25th and May 7th, when we have to start our last 10-day revision, we have 40 days. So in 40 days, we want to finish one more revision, which is our second reading or the first revision. So either you can give those entire 40 days to one revision, or you can divide those 40 days into 30 days and 10 days. So in the 30 days, in 1 month, you will be revising your entire 19 subjects, and in the next 10 days, you can only revise the volatile, high yielding or difficult subjects which you have. So either you can go for 30 plus 10, or you can give 40 days if you feel like you need 40 days, take 40 days and do one thorough revision again. And of course, our last reading, 10 days. So this is grossly what we should have a bird's eye view of, that we have to finish our first reading by March 25th, then the second reading by May 6th, and our last 10-day revision before the May INICET exam by May 18th, of course, which is the exam date. Then between May 18th and June 15th, which is our NEET PG exam, we can easily squeeze in one or even two revisions, which we will focus on after the exam. right? So this should be the bird's eye view. Please paste a calendar like this in the wall in front of you so that you always know how much time you have when your exam is and you have your target in sight. It is very important to keep your target in sight, literally in your mind, as well as physically in sight also. So after we have taken this bird's eye view, now we have to further meticulously plan every single month which we have in front of us. How are we going to be finishing our subjects every single month? So this is the next step, is to plan your month. So suppose we are in January right now. So you will be pasting a calendar of only January also. Either you can get it printed, or I used to make a calendar physically by hand. Just used to draw the boxes and make a calendar myself. However you want to. Now let's physically let us now plan every single box in that month, how we plan to finish our syllabus that month. So if you want to finish your syllabus in 100 days, we have to finish at least 4 subjects in a month. So either you can do 2 long subjects and 2 short subjects, or you can do 2 to 3 long subjects, however you feel you want to do it. I would recommend doing 2 long and 2 short subjects so that you do not get bored or monotonous. It does not get monotonous. This is just an example. The first thing we will do is we will take out 2 Sundays only for giving GTs. Okay, we will block these days and we will not be studying anything else. We will only be giving GTs on those days. So first things first, block those 2 Sundays in the month to giving GTs. Now, especially if you are a repeater, if you have given this NEET PG exam this year and you are repeating your exam again, then it is even more important for you to focus on giving more GTs because you have revised everything. Now you have to improve your exam giving skills. So do not shy away or be scared of giving GTs. Conquer your fear and definitely you will be improving in the next exam. So after we block 2 Sundays for GTs, we will be blocking 2 more days. Now that can be any days in the month, but any 2 days, not necessarily the Saturdays, but 2 days we will be giving to ourselves as a buffer. Now definitely you will definitely require a buffer because you might need an extra day here and there to read or to finish your subject or to do anything. So give yourself a buffer so that you can be flexible with your studies. If you need, you can take that extra day to finish a subject or do whatever. And if those 2 days don't come in, don't get used, then you can begin a new fresh subject. So definitely 2 days for buffer must be given every month. So after you take out these 4 days, now the remaining days of the month, you have to plan meticulously how many days, which days you plan to give for which subject, and plan them out like this. Now this is an example. For example, 4 days for FMT, 5 days for a NAT, 7 days for physio, and 3 to 4 days for ENT. This is just an example. You might require more days for a NAT or you might require less days for FMT according to your strength or weaknesses. But approximately give yourself 3 to 4 days for short subject, 5 to 7 days for medium subjects like anatomy, physiology, biochemistry. And for large subjects like OBG and surgery, definitely give yourself 7 to 10 days. So tweak it according to your needs, but definitely mark out exactly which dates you plan to give for which subject. And paste this again in the wall in front of you so that you know exactly how I plan to organize this month, how I will finish my subjects this month. Okay, so we are gonna plan our month like this. After we have planned our month, the next step is going to be to plan our day. Now before we begin reading any subject, the first thing we have to do is we have to decide from which source do we plan to read that subject. Now at this point, if you have not read that subject before or you do not have notes of that subject, you should not begin to watch main videos at this point in time. It is too late and you will be wasting a lot of time. Start immediately with the revision videos. Revision videos are gold and if I had known about this in my internship, I think I could have gotten a good rank in my internship itself. So if you are an intern, if you are lost about how to finish your syllabus, pick up any revision video from any platform, whoever you are comfortable with. Just pick up the revision videos and watch them for the video. I would also recommend you get the pre-printed notes. Don't sit and write those notes. It will take up more time. Just highlight and add extra points in those printed notes itself. So you will be watching. So first you choose the source from where you will be finishing your subject. Then you have to calculate exactly how many lectures there are in that subject. For example, if I plan to start biochemistry and there are 20 videos of biochemistry, and you have to sit with the calculator how many minutes are all of those videos combined. And suppose you have x minutes of videos to watch for biochemistry and you have given yourself 5 days, then calculate exactly how many minutes of videos you have to watch per day. I know this may seem very meticulous, but this is the level of planning you have to do if you want to finish your goals in time. You have to calculate exactly how many minutes of videos or lectures you have to watch per day. And now that you have that set, also keep it realistic. Don't plan to finish your subject in like 2 days. You cannot watch 15 hours of videos in a day. It's not possible, and you will feel very defeated at the end of the day. Keep your goal realistic. After we have decided how many minutes to watch per day, now we are ready to make our daily timetable. That is the most meticulous planning you have to do, is to plan your daily timetable. So this is just an example, a mock timetable of what I used to do. Approximately, it will be very different for everybody. So your timetable will look something like this. For me, I am a morning person, so I used to wake up and I used to devote 1 hour in the morning to revise any second subject apart from my main subject, which is for example biochemistry. In the morning I will read some other subject which is weak for me. So this is revise weak subject. So for me, a weak subject, for example, used to be pharmacology. I used to be afraid to revise pharmacology, and I felt like I could not finish pharmacology at once. So I thought, why not read some part of it every single day? So I used to read 1 hour of pharmac every morning. Then I used to have my breakfast, and with the breakfast I used to also attend my auto session. So what is auto? I have talked about auto sessions in a video in the past. I will link it in the description below. Basically, it is a morning motivational session which is held by Dr. Rajat Jain and Dr. Praveen sir, and it was very beneficial for me. So I used to watch those 15 minutes of a morning auto session while having my breakfast. Now, after having breakfast, you will be starting with your first block. So your first block will be, for example, from 9 to 12. First block, you begin with your main subject, which is for example biochemistry. I'm sorry, this is all erased, sorry. Right, so the first block you will begin with your first subject, 9 to 12 biochemistry. Now after 2 to 3 hours of reading one subject, definitely you will get saturated. Please take some breaks in between. It is very important to rejuvenate yourself, and then after that do something else. For example, solve MCQs, solve PYQs, or review the GT which you have done the previous weekend. So it is important to mix and match it and keep yourself engaged and not get bored with one subject. So take frequent breaks and put in some PYQs here and there so that you do not get bored of just reading one thing at a time. Then I used to take a nice and long lunch break, at least 1 to 1.5 hours, and I would definitely recommend you guys to also take a 15 to 20 minutes of nap after your lunch. Don't go for like a 1 to 2 hour nap because you will feel guilty and sluggish when you wake up. But a 15 to 20 minutes nap is perfect to refresh yourself, and you will feel very energetic and ready to begin another session of studying. So after you have taken your lunch break, you should begin with your next block 2 of studying. Again, begin with your main subject, or if you are bored, you can take out half an hour or 1 hour and read some other subject. Or sometimes in the afternoon, I used to watch YouTube videos by Dr. Nikita ma'am. She used to make very fun mnemonic videos. So just to kind of keep myself engaged and efficient, I used to watch them for half an hour to 1 hour, and then begin my main subject again. So you can do that. So after that, again take another break in the evening, have tea, coffee, take some fresh air before again beginning with your subject in the evening. And then your dinner break should also be nice and long. Take aram se, you have dinner, go for a walk, talk to your friends, talk to your family. And then in the night time, I used to be the least productive. So either your first priority should be to finish your target for the day of that subject. So if you have not done so, finish your target. If you have finished your target, then you can go and have some group discussions with your friends, or you can solve MCQs, you can watch some YouTube videos, of course padhai wale YouTube videos. So do all of this. So this is how I used to make a timetable for myself. This was approximately my timetable, and this used to keep me engaged with my studies. Used to make my studies fun. I did not get bored. Incorporate breaks, read some other subjects in between for 1 or 2 hours, solve MCQs, PYQs, and then of course your main target is to finish your subject of the week. So this is an approximate example about how you have to go about to plan your studies. Let's revise what we said. Planning is very important. First thing you have to do is keep your target in sight. Get a calendar of the next year and mark your exam dates. Remember when your exam is. Then plan your first reading. Please do your first reading in 100 days. Get in one revision, and then one again, the most important, last 10-day revision is very, very important. After that, plan every single month very meticulously. Plan exactly which subjects you're going to study every single month, how many days you plan to give for each subject. Very important, give 2 GTs a month if you are a repeater, and if you are an intern, you have not read any subject till now, at least give 1 GT a month just for practice. Keep 2 days for buffer days, you will require them, believe me. Then plan your day, choose the source from where you will be watching your videos. Then divide exactly how many minutes of videos you have to watch per day, and according to that, plan your daily timetable according to your habits, when you wake up, when you sleep, and your breaks in between. Very, very important. So I hope this was helpful. I know there is a lot more yet to be discussed, like which source to study from, how to solve MCQs, PYQs, how to give GTs, and definitely I will be making more videos about that if you want. But this is the most important thing I think you have to start, is to first plan your studies. Once you do this, you will have a peace of mind like nothing else. You will know exactly what you have to do if you want to reach that goal. So I hope this video helped you guys, and please try to incorporate this. Please make a timetable, it will be very helpful to you. And if you have any other doubts, please ask me in the comment section below. And also, if you have not done so already, please do subscribe to my channel, and I do think I will make some very helpful videos for you again in the future. So all the best guys, and see you soon. Bye.